right now. It's supposed to be out in the fall, I understand, and it's about the old so-called U.S. pivot to Asia in general. But I understand that much of that film takes place in the Marshall Islands, where it shows not only a lot of people are still suffering from the cancers there and poverty and ongoing U.S. military presence. So look for John Pilger's film. I'm not sure what it's going to be called. It should be a very important and valuable film coming out this fall. So, you know, the people of the Marshall Islands have a special connection, also having been exposed to so many bomb explosions, nuclear bombs, and radiation, have a special connection with some of our own American veterans. And we have our final speaker tonight is going to tell you about that. His name is Fred Schaefer, and he's the National Commander of the National Association of Atomic and Nuclear Veterans. Fred, are you here? Great.
Tidiness. And I'll start. I was 19 years of age, and we were stationed in Hawaii. I was in the Navy, and they told us we were cleared for a very special clearance for top secret, which made us all feel good. And we found ourselves at the nuclear test sites at Christmas Island. And that was in 1962. And after several of the blasts, as we were steaming away from the island, I can remember myself saying, "We've got to have a clean bomb. My government would not do this to me." And I found out, yes, they would. And they did. And we were just veterans that were nuked. And we consider ourselves test site guinea pigs. Just like the Marshallese, they were nuked. But their homeland was also nuked and destroyed. So about a year and a half ago, we had our Lynn County here in Oregon representative. When the Marshallese went to talk to her about some help, she says, "Boy, you better find Fred Schaefer and visit with him." And since that point, we have been here to support the Marshall Islands. We went to the state capitol and we testified for them to help them get some recognition. After we left the island, we were threatened with treason if we talked about it. And in '96, they released us from that top secrecy. I was Oregon State Commander back in the '80s. The Nuclear Association for Atomic Veterans was formed in '76 by Orville Kelly and his wife Wanda. And shortly after that, I got involved. And we had meetings here in Oregon, in the Portland area, and in the Mid-Willamette Valley. Every 3 months we had meetings. And that's been going on pretty much for about roughly 20 years. And in a small town like Lebanon, of 14,000, we've been holding these meetings. And every once in a while, a new person will show up and they'll tell us, "Hey, I didn't know we could talk about this. Even my family don't know I was involved." And still to this day. And there's a lot of atomic veterans out there that don't know that they have the right to talk about it. They think they're still under the Treason Act. Just the other day, a film was released at New York Times, and President Clinton was apologizing to the atomic veterans. And they were supposed to have a good news section on it that evening, and it was the same night the verdict for O.J. Simpson was given, and I think they got about 15 seconds to talk about the apology from the United States to the atomic veterans. Still, a lot of them don't know that that existed. I remember I heard about it, but I long forgot about it until we saw this video again where he apologized. So we're just making headways, and we're helping everybody. This Veterans for Peace is a movement that we like to get involved in. The more, the merrier. We've opened up our membership to the nuclear veterans. They're the boys that went there in 1977, and they started picking up the contaminated soil, putting it in a dome, 10 foot thick of concrete, and now that dome is cracking, and it's leaking into the bay, into the area, and they've got their problems, and there's fewer of them, and they're having more serious problems. And today, the people that are shooting depleted uranium ammunition out of tanks and weapons, which makes them bunker busters, they tell them my wife had 2 sons in Iraq, both of them were in tanks, and they were told, if you have bladder problems or kidney problems, get out of the tank, get away from that tank for a bit, it'll go away. Now, I'm sorry, it's not gonna go away. So, we're finding more and more. We have 26% cancers that the VA says they will honor. Congress has given us 46, but VA won't give us those 46. They'll give us 26 of them. But it's still a fight. But we still have the opportunity, if you have had cancer, and some of those that are the presumptive cancers, there's a class action lawsuit that the atomic veterans or anybody can file and get that $75,000. And we found out last year in Nevada that the miners group will back that up with another $50,000 if you got that 75, if you just apply. So there is some compensation coming, but I say we need to make it available to the Marshall Islands, make it not just the atomic veteran is test site participants. So we're trying to include the nuclear veterans. We want that, and we have a bill before Congress right now that should become, hopefully it gets voted on and it happens, along with the service medal. So we've been working. Thank you.